There is a deep, quiet space we often try to ignore, the space where fear resides. It is not just a sudden panic or a dramatic threat. It is a constant hum beneath the surface of our awareness, a familiar companion that whispers about what might go wrong, what might be lost, and what might happen next. If you are listening now, perhaps you feel that hum. Allow yourself to settle into that feeling for a moment. Do not fight it. Just acknowledge its presence, as if recognizing a shadow on the wall. It is there, present, and undeniably real. This acknowledgement is the first step toward release. We often treat fear like an intruder we must immediately banish, or a problem that demands an urgent solution. But when we try to banish it with force, we only give it more energy. Instead, let us pause and simply acknowledge, there is fear here. This simple act of naming the experience creates distance between you and the emotion. It separates the true awareness, the calm observer within you, from the churning activity of the mind driven by anxiety. Now, understand the nature of this feeling. Fear is not a prediction. It is an emotional reaction rooted in the future. It is the mind's attempt to prepare for a scenario that hasn't fully unfolded yet. When fear arises, it bundles up possibilities, potential failures, potential losses, and presents them as immediate dangers. It is a messenger, signaling that something important is perceived, but it is not the reality itself. Fear is energy. It is activated mental energy designed to prompt action, often demanding control over things that are inherently outside of our immediate grasp. We naturally fall into a cycle when we engage with fear. We identify the fear, and immediately the mind begins to spin a web of worry. This is the cycle of resistance. We try to solve the fear, to fix the perceived threat, to exert total control over an uncertain future. This effort only deepens the anxiety. We worry about worries. We analyze fears until they become overwhelming burdens. This constant mental gymnastics keeps us awake and prevents the natural release of rest. The key to finding freedom lies in shifting our relationship with this cycle. Instead of resisting the fear, instead of trying to fix it immediately, we practice acceptance. Acceptance is not resignation. It is simply recognizing what is, right now, in this very moment. It means allowing the feeling of uncertainty or anxiety to be present without attaching the story of catastrophe to it. Imagine the fear as a wave. It rises, it crests, and then it recedes. We are not the wave itself. We are the vast, still ocean that surrounds it. We simply watch the wave pass through our awareness, knowing that it is temporary. When you practice acceptance, you stop trying to control what you cannot control. You stop expending energy fighting against reality, and you redirect that powerful energy back into stillness. This is where true rest begins. When we stop demanding that life conform to our immediate expectations, when we allow the present moment to be simply what it is, full of uncertainty, full of feeling, we create space. And in that space, fear loses its grip. Find stillness not by eliminating the noise, but by sitting calmly amidst it. Bring your attention gently back to the breath. Feel the cool air entering and the warm air leaving. Notice the physical sensations in your body, the weight of your limbs, the rhythm of your heart. These are anchors to the present moment, places where fear cannot follow us. Let the awareness settle into the simple, undeniable fact. I am here. I am safe in this moment. Resting is not about achieving a perfect, risk-free future. It is about finding deep peace within the now. It is allowing the inherent uncertainty of life to simply unfold without demanding immediate intervention from you. Let the knowledge settle into your bones. You do not have to solve everything tonight. You do not have to fix every worry. Simply allow yourself to rest in this wise acceptance, letting the fear be a passing thought, and allowing profound stillness to enter your sleep. May you find deep, untroubled rest now. We begin by acknowledging the presence of fear. It is a natural, ancient signal that has guided our ancestors through the wilderness and warned us of potential threats. When we are awake and actively engaged in the world, fear serves its purpose. It prepares us for action, urging us to assess risks and respond quickly. But when we try to carry this signal into the quiet space of rest, it transforms. It stops being a tool for survival and becomes a heavy burden, a persistent, restless vibration in the background of our minds. To understand fear, we must look beyond the story we tell ourselves about it. Fear is not an absolute truth. It is merely energy. It is a perception, a mental projection about something that might happen or might not happen. When you feel fear tonight, notice where it resides in your body. Is it a tightness in your chest? A knot in your stomach? These are physical manifestations of mental energy. They are not facts about the future. They are sensations arising from the present moment. The deeper understanding comes when we recognize the cycle that traps us. We acknowledge the fear, and immediately our mind rushes to solve it. We enter the realm of worry, meticulously constructing scenarios about what could go wrong tomorrow or what must be fixed today. This leads to resistance, the internal struggle against whatever is currently happening. This resistance is where suffering lives. It is the friction between the reality of the present and the expectation of a different future. The cycle is: fear arises, we worry, we resist, and this resistance keeps us awake and agitated. The path to true rest is found by gently interrupting this loop. We do not need to eliminate the fear, nor do we need to force it away. Instead, we practice acceptance. Acceptance is not resignation. It is simply seeing the fear as what it is: a temporary feeling, a passing thought, without needing to engage with its content or demand that it vanish. Imagine you are sitting by a river. The fear is the current. Trying to fight the current only exhausts you. Acceptance means recognizing the flow of the water without attempting to stop it. It means allowing the sensation of fear to be present, knowing that it is just energy moving through the space of your awareness. This leads us to finding stillness in the present moment. Stillness is not achieved by silencing the internal noise. It is found by sitting calmly amidst it. Instead of fighting the thoughts, we simply allow them to be there, like clouds drifting across the sky. Bring your attention gently back to the breath. Feel the cool air entering and the warm air leaving. Notice the physical sensations in your body, the weight of your limbs, the rhythm of your heart. These are anchors to the present moment, places where fear cannot follow us. When we anchor ourselves in the physical reality of the now, we create a space between the emotional reaction, fear, and the response, worry. Resting is not about achieving a perfect, risk-free future. It is about finding deep peace within the now. It is allowing the inherent uncertainty of life to simply unfold without demanding immediate intervention from you. Let the knowledge settle into your bones. You do not have to solve everything tonight. You do not have to fix every worry. Simply allow yourself to rest in this wise acceptance, letting the fear be a passing thought, and allowing profound stillness to enter your sleep. May you find deep, untroubled rest now. We have learned that stillness is not about silencing the internal noise. It is found by sitting calmly amidst it. We anchor ourselves in the physical reality of the now, creating a space between our emotional reaction and our response. But even when we are anchored, fear often remains, not as a sharp pain, but as a persistent hum, a restless energy that demands action. This restlessness is what we call worry. Worry is the mind's attempt to predict a future that is not yet here. It is an engine running on hypothetical scenarios. What if this happens? If only I could control that outcome. Or I must prepare for that disaster. It pulls us out of the safety of the present moment and drags us into the realm of potential pain, making the present feel unstable and insufficient. When worry arises, our natural response is resistance. We immediately engage our mental energy in a frantic effort to solve, fix, or prevent what we fear. We try to wrestle with the uncertainty, demanding immediate control over things that are inherently outside of our direct influence. This resistance feels exhausting. It is the feeling of pushing against an invisible wall, a futile struggle against the flow of time and the nature of change. This act of resistance is where the cycle lives. The worry prompts the resistance, and the resistance only deepens the fear. We spend precious mental energy fighting our thoughts instead of simply observing them. We try to force a solution, but solutions cannot be forced. They must be allowed to emerge naturally. This inner battle creates tension, anxiety, and a profound sense of being overwhelmed. It is like trying to hold water in your hands. The more you squeeze, the more the water escapes. The cycle is self-perpetuating. We worry about something, we resist the feeling of worry, which makes us feel more anxious about the resistance itself, and the fear grows stronger. This loop traps us in a state of perpetual striving, where we are always chasing a future that we cannot fully control, using our energy to fight against the very reality that is unfolding right now. To break this cycle, we must gently shift our focus. We stop trying to solve the worry and instead turn our attention toward the process of worrying itself. Imagine your thoughts not as enemies to be defeated, but as clouds drifting across a vast sky. When a cloud of worry appears, we don't push it away. We simply notice its presence. We acknowledge, there is the thought of future concern, and allow it to pass by without attaching our identity to it or engaging in the struggle against it. This is not suppression. This is observation. It is recognizing that the worry is a temporary mental event, a passing sensation, not a command for immediate action. By releasing the need to fix everything right now, we release the resistance. We allow the uncertainty of life to simply unfold without demanding our intervention. This act of letting go is incredibly powerful. It gently dissolves the tension built up by the fight, creating space, a quiet room within us where fear cannot settle. Resting fully requires us to accept that there are things we cannot control. Some worries are simply possibilities. Some are inevitable parts of the human experience. By accepting this reality, we stop expending energy on the impossible task of fixing everything. We allow the unknown to be unknown, and we allow ourselves the profound permission to rest in what is. When you allow the worry to soften, when you release the need to fight it, a deep stillness emerges. You realize that true peace is not found in controlling the future, but in resting completely within the present moment. Allow this wisdom to settle into your bones. Let the fear be a passing thought, and let profound stillness enter your sleep. May you find deep, untroubled rest now. We begin by acknowledging where we are right now. We have spent time observing fear, recognizing it as a powerful presence in our minds, a familiar companion that often whispers urgent commands about what we should be doing next. But now, having walked through the cycle of worry and resistance, we can simply acknowledge its presence without being pulled into its grip. It is not something to fight or banish. It is simply a sensation, an energy moving through us. Notice where you feel this fear in your body, perhaps a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, or a subtle tension around your jaw. This physical experience is real. It is the feeling of anxiety, the hum of uncertainty, and we allow it to be there, simply as an experience unfolding in this moment. Understanding the true nature of fear is the first step toward peace. Fear is not a prediction of future disaster. It is merely the mind's way of preparing for something that might not yet exist. It is raw energy, a signal generated by our awareness about potential lack or change. When we try to fight this feeling, when we immediately jump to solve the problem, we feed the cycle. We use our brilliant minds to create more tension, pushing the uncertainty further into the future where it cannot be managed. True wisdom lies in recognizing that fear is a passing mental event, a temporary sensation, not a command for immediate action. It is a shadow flickering on the wall of your mind, and we do not need to step onto it. This brings us to the cycle of worry and resistance. We live in a constant state of resistance, battling the urge to fix, control, or eliminate every uncertain possibility. This fight drains our energy and prevents us from accessing the deep peace that is already available within us. The moment we stop expending energy on the impossible task of fixing everything, the tension begins to dissipate. Instead of resisting the fear, we simply allow it to be. We stop demanding certainty from an inherently uncertain world. The practice of acceptance is the gentle release from this fight. Acceptance does not mean resigning ourselves to inaction or giving up our goals. It means recognizing what is, right now, in this exact moment, the presence of the worry, the reality of the uncertainty, and allowing that reality to unfold without demanding intervention. It is a quiet permission slip for your mind to stop spinning. When you accept that there are things outside of your control, and that some worries are simply possibilities rather than commands, you create space. You stop expending precious energy on the impossible task of controlling the unknown. In this space created by acceptance, stillness emerges. This is where we find the profound permission to rest. We move away from the frantic search for solutions and settle into the simple reality of the present moment. When you allow the worry to soften, when you release the need to fight it, a deep stillness enters your awareness. You realize that true peace is not found in controlling the future, but in resting completely within the here and now. The mind quiets down, allowing the noise of striving to fade away. This is the practice of resting in wise acceptance. Allow the fear to soften into a gentle presence, knowing that it is merely energy flowing through you, and you are not bound by its urgency. Let the unknown simply be unknown. You do not need to solve everything tonight. You do not need to fix what cannot be fixed right now. Your only task is to rest in the quiet awareness that you are safe, and that this moment right here is enough. Allow this profound stillness to settle into your bones. Let the weight of striving dissolve, and let deep, untroubled rest enter your sleep. May you find peace now. We have spent time acknowledging the presence of fear and understanding its nature. Now, we turn inward to the space created by that realization, the space where control dissolves and true rest begins. This is the practice of finding stillness in the present moment. When you allow the worry to soften, when you release the need to fight it, a deep stillness enters your awareness. It is not an absence of thought. Rather, it is the quiet space between the thought and the reaction. Imagine your mind as a busy river, constantly rushing toward the future or backward into regret. When we try to control the river, we only create more turbulence. Stillness is simply sitting beside the river, watching the flow without trying to redirect it. The cycle of worry is fueled by resistance. We feel fear, and immediately our mind jumps into problem-solving mode, analyzing scenarios, planning defenses, or obsessing over what might happen next. This endless cycle of striving drains our energy and keeps us tethered to anxiety. But in this moment of rest, we gently step out of that cycle. We stop trying to fix the unknown because for now, fixing is not required. Instead of engaging with the urgency of worry, we practice acceptance. Acceptance is not resignation. It is a profound recognition of what is, exactly as it is, in this moment. It means acknowledging the fear as an energy flowing through you, rather than treating it as a command demanding immediate action. You allow the feeling of uncertainty to simply be present, without attaching the story of panic to it. To find stillness, we anchor ourselves not in what we fear, but in what we can directly experience right now. Bring your attention to your body. Feel the weight of your body resting against the surface beneath you. Notice the gentle rhythm of your breath entering and leaving your body. This simple act of noticing the present moment pulls us out of the mental whirl and grounds us firmly in reality. Let the sensations of the here and now become your anchor. Notice the subtle sounds around you, the feeling of the air on your skin, the simple physical reality of being alive right here, right now. These are not distractions. They are the rich, undeniable texture of the present moment. When the mind wanders, and it will wander, that is its nature, gently bring your awareness back to this anchor, to the simple fact of breathing. This practice allows the noise of striving to fade away. You realize that true peace is not found in controlling the future, but in resting completely within the here and now. There is profound wisdom in simply allowing things to unfold without immediate intervention. The fear remains a feeling, but it no longer holds the power to dictate your entire experience. Resting in wise acceptance means giving yourself permission to be exactly where you are. You do not need to solve everything tonight. You do not need to fix what cannot be fixed right now. Your only task is to rest in the quiet awareness that you are safe, and that this moment right here is enough. Allow this profound stillness to settle into your bones. Let the weight of striving dissolve, and let deep, untroubled rest enter your sleep. May you find peace now. The subtle sounds around you, the feeling of the air on your skin, the simple physical reality of being alive right here, right now. These are not distractions. They are the rich, undeniable texture of the present moment. When the mind wanders, and it will wander, that is its nature, gently bring your awareness back to this anchor, to the simple fact of breathing. This practice allows the noise of striving to fade away. You realize that true peace is not found in controlling the future, but in resting completely within the here and now. There is profound wisdom in simply allowing things to unfold without immediate intervention. The fear remains a feeling, but it no longer holds the power to dictate your entire experience. We have acknowledged the presence of fear, understood its nature, and recognized the cycle of worry and resistance that binds us. We have practiced the gentle art of acceptance, learning to soften our grip on what we cannot change. Now we arrive at the deepest stage, resting in wise acceptance. This is not passive resignation. It is an active surrender to reality. It is the profound understanding that there is a space between what happens and how we react to it, and within that space lies our capacity for true stillness. Resting in wise acceptance means giving yourself permission to simply be. You do not need to solve everything tonight. You do not need to fix what cannot be fixed right now. The relentless energy spent trying to push away fear or forcing a desired outcome is exhausting. Wise acceptance allows you to let go of that enormous burden of effort. It is the realization that your role is not to fight the wave, but to observe it and allow yourself to float upon it. Think of a heavy stone in your pocket. The cycle of worry tells you to immediately try and find a way to lift it or throw it away. Resistance is the frantic attempt to change the physical reality. Wise acceptance is simply noticing the weight, acknowledging its presence, and allowing the feeling of heaviness to settle into your body without judgment. It is recognizing that, for this moment, the stone is just there. You do not need to act on it immediately. You simply allow yourself to rest with it. This state of resting requires a profound shift in perspective. Instead of viewing fear as an enemy to be defeated, we begin to see it as an expression of impermanence, a natural human response to uncertainty. When you accept the reality that things are constantly shifting and changing, you stop fighting against the flow of life and instead allow yourself to flow with it. This acceptance is not about agreeing with every thought. It is about ceasing the inner struggle against the undeniable fact of your experience. Let this wisdom settle deeply into your core. Allow the tension held in your shoulders to dissolve. Release the mental grip you have been holding on to. You are safe exactly as you are in this moment, and that is enough. There is nothing left for you to achieve or fix right now. Your only task is to inhabit this space of quiet awareness, allowing the deep, gentle peace of acceptance to wash over you. Let your breath become the rhythm of this stillness. Let the weight of striving dissolve into the profound, untroubled rest that is waiting for you. May you find complete peace now.